Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you guys for coming. We are really excited to be able to share with you guys about LifeVantage, about Protandim, and what it can do for you and what it can do for your animals. There's some pretty incredible life-changing products. And so we got a little presentation that we're going to go through. I brought two incredible guests that are going to deliver that information to you guys. But I'm just going to start by introducing myself and share a little bit of my story with you. And then I'm going to pass it along to these ladies to continue. My name is Jenny Field, and I have been with LifeVantage for, I guess it's been now 2.5 years or so. I am previously a massage therapist, and I worked as a massage therapist for about 15 years. I loved what I did with massage. I loved the way the human body works, and I just loved helping people. But after a while, my body was giving out, and being a massage therapist is physically demanding on your body, and I just knew that like I was not going to be able to sustain that and continue that forever, even though I loved it. And then that's kind of where LifeVantage came in, and I learned more about what these products do, and then I learned more about the business opportunity that goes along with it. Jamming out, yeah. Oh, you're fine. You're good. No worries. So I heard about LifeVantage strictly because I was looking for something for one of our horses. One of my daughter's barrel horse had broke a bone in its foot, and this was about 4.5 years ago. And we went through the whole route of vets, healing, rehab. I mean, it was a year and a half long process of getting this horse just back to being healthy. And we were getting ready to put her back in training with Janae so that my daughter could hopefully start to barrel race on her again. And at that time, she was only 4 years old. So I was like, I just need something that is going to protect her from the inside out. With my background in massage, I knew that there would be something on that cellular level that could do that. And a friend of mine had posted on Facebook that she was giving her horse Protandim NRF2 for like chronic laminitis, navicular, those type of things. And her horses were having amazing results on it. So I was curious, and I was like, can you send me some more information? And when we get through the presentation, you're going to see how much science and studies and peer reviews are backing our products. And when she sent me that information, I was just blown away. Truly, I was like, wow, this is an all-natural product that can deliver these results. And I immediately put our horse on it, not knowing that it was a human supplement product to begin with. And so our Protandim Nerf 2, all mammals can use that product. So that's why we can use it, our dogs, our horses, cats, and it works amazing on that cellular level. Anyways, long story short, I was like, I need to be on this myself. I suffer from an autoimmune disease since I was 16 years old, and it's called ulcerative colitis. I take prescription medication for it every single day. I have to have routine colonoscopies every 2 years because of my risk of colon cancer. And I was like, gosh, if this can even help that a little bit, it's a win for me, because I was suffering every single day in pain. I tried diets, I tried, all kinds of things to help combat that. It would work for a period of time, and then, it would come back. And so I started taking it. I gave it to my husband, who has high cholesterol, fatty liver. Like, his blood work was off the charts, terrible. And so he started taking it, and we both started feeling, incredible results a couple months into it. And I just knew I needed to share this with people. The information is incredible, the science is incredible, and if people can live healthier lives, feel better, then that's a win for me, to just be able to share these products. So that's why we're here. We're here to just deliver information to you guys, share with you what this company is doing, where it is going, because we really, truly are going in this just amazing direction. And not a lot of people know about this. And so I hope you guys just get as much out of it as I got when I first heard about it. So that's a little bit about my story. Christy is going to share with you guys the science, because she loves science. And I do not. I mean, I love it to a point, but she gets it. Christy is an environmental toxicologist. Is that correct? Okay, I always say that wrong. So she has a background in biology, and so she loves it. She's worked in a lab, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her story. She also has 3 boys that are grown, and then she's an amazing mommy to her dogs and her pony and her horses, and she just has a heart for animals. So I'm going to introduce Christy, and she's going to share with you.
Jenny. Yeah. That was such a sweet introduction. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for coming today, because the weather has been crappy, and it's a Saturday afternoon. There's a million things you could be doing, and y'all are here with us. I'm so glad. Anyway, like Jenny said, I am Christy, and I have a background in science, but way before the science, I came out of the womb and I was in love with horses. I was in love with all animals, but especially horses. Oh my goodness. I would cry because I was not born on a ranch. I was born in the city, and I would cry for horses. And my parents were like, where does this come from? So as soon as I could, I had a horse. But I had always wanted a white pony. And so a few years ago, about 10 years ago, I bought myself this adorable little white pony. And when I met Alice, he was in the middle of chronic laminitis. And I had dealt with laminitis before with the previous pony. So I kind of knew what to do, but I really didn't know what to do. You know, nobody really knows what to do with laminitis because it's an insidious, horrible disease. And it's just kind of a Western medicine brick wall, you know? So I had taken him off the pasture. I had stopped giving him any kind of grain, and he was losing weight, but his bones were still rotating, and I was just at my wit's end. And Alice came out to give my horses their vaccines, and I said, what do I do? He's obviously in pain. And she said, there's this human supplement that you should look at. I've had really good luck with it with laminated horses. And I said, really? And she said, there's studies behind it. And I said, studies? I'm in. Let me send these studies to me. So I dove in. And over the course of the weekend, that was on a Friday, and over the course of the weekend, I read every study that she sent me. And I was totally blown away. I was just like, I have never seen this before. These numbers. Protandim Nerf 2 reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And you don't see those numbers in scientific papers. 40% is a huge number. And I was just like, this is amazing. Why haven't I heard about this? And that's the problem. People haven't heard about it. That's why we share. So I put Nissa on it. I put myself on it. I put my whole family on it. And in 2 months, he was trotting and cantering around the pasture like nothing had ever happened. And he's been on it now for 5 years, and he's doing phenomenally. He is blind now, but that's okay because he has a pasture mate, my old guy, and they're just happy guys. So that's what matters, right? But for myself, I'm going to do what Jenny did and say, myself, I had had terrible arthritis in my hands and in my back, and it was debilitating. Some days my back was so bad that I couldn't get out of bed. And I was on all kinds of medications. I was told by the doctors, this is a degenerative problem. You're not ever going to get better. And I thought that my horse time was limited because I was having to haul feed. I was having to, take care of them all by myself. And I'm right back at it. Like I feel better now than I did 10 years ago. I back to hauling feed. I haul hay, no problems. I sleep at night. I get up in the morning. I can get right out of bed. Boom. No pain in my back. No pain in my hands. It's been life-changing for me. So I don't have to worry now about like getting older. It's not as scary a thing. I am looking at the future like this is awesome because I'm able to help people. I'm able to help animals and build a business at the same time and make money, right? Okay, so the first thing is, what is biohacking? Biohacking is using anything, medicine, supplements, whatever, to hack your own body for optimal performance. And if you're not biohacking, you're being hijacked. You're being hijacked by what you eat. You're being hijacked by the air you breathe. You're being hijacked by the water you drink, by every chemical that you're exposed to on a daily basis. And let me tell you, that's a lot of chemicals if you think about it. So moving on is nutrigenomics. These two big words, sorry, biohacking and nutrigenomics. Nutrigenomics is the research of how nutrients and natural compounds affect our genes. And what's amazing about that is that a few decades ago, it wasn't believed that you could change your genes. Your genes were written in stone. It's a blueprint. You can't do anything about it. That is not so. What you put in your body will change your genes for the good or for the worse. So what we're really looking at here is oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is what happens in your body when you are exposed to all those things. And it's a natural process. It's about getting older. It's from breathing air. You cannot not have oxidative stress in your body. Once you hit 20, you start aging, or you really start aging. You're always aging, but you really start aging at age 20. And like the apples, it's really great how they equate the apple with the cell. And the green apple is a normal cell. It's healthy, it's normal, it's beautiful. But as time goes on, the oxidative stress, which is caused by free radicals in every cell of every body, every cell of every body, it just breaks down your cells over time. And it's a slow process, but it's an inevitable process. And that oxidative stress, it's kind of hard to read on the wheel, sorry. This little wheel is about what diseases are caused or linked with free radicals and oxidative stress. Everything that is inflammation, like chronic inflammation, even Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, asthma, arthritis, kidney disease, anything in your skin, aging, psoriasis, all of that is connected to oxidative stress. So how can we fight that? It seems like, wow, if it's part of aging, can you really fight that? Well,
Thank God
yes.
for that.
What?
Thank God for that.
No joke. We've been told now for decades, you need antioxidants. You need to take your vitamin C. You need to eat some blueberries. You need to drink red wine. I'll do that, no problem. But they're direct antioxidants, which means one molecule of that antioxidant with one free radical, one and done, that's it. You cannot ingest enough of those antioxidants to take care of oxidative stress. Alice loves the analogy of picture a house fire. Your body and your oxidative stress is a giant house fire. If you pour a Dixie cup of water on that house fire, Is it really going to have an effect in the long run? No, you need a giant water hose. And what the giant water hose is indirect antioxidants. And those are the ones that your body makes. Glutathione, SOD, catalase. These are the big guns that your body can make on its own if it has the right tools to take out, for those free radicals, 1 million at a time, 1 to 1 million every second of every day. So that's like giant water hose in every room of your house, like taking out that fire. So how does that happen? Nerve 2 activation. Nerve 2 activation is the pathway. It's the turning on the switch. So Nerve 2 is our flagship product, Protandim Nerve 2 Synergizer. That's the blue bottle with yellow pills. And it's natural. It's made out of 5 herbs: turmeric, milk thistle, bacopa, green tea, and ashwagandha. And it's not the actual herbs, it's what the herbs do together in the ratio that they're put in together. It's patented, and that's what's shown to reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. So remember I talked about those indirect antioxidants? It increases your SOD by 30%. It increases your catalase by 54%, and it increases your glutathione by 300%. That's freaking amazing. You can't take glutathione and it be effective. Your body has got to make it. So this is so exciting because all of these universities and institutes have researched this specific product, not the ingredients, this specific product. We now have 28 peer-reviewed studies on PubMed by all of these amazing places, including American Heart Association. Louisiana State University did a study on skin cancer with a Protandim. Our favorite is Washington State University. I'll talk about that in a second. So this is just a little slide to kind of give you an overview of how significant this is. In the last 20 years, we've gone from less than 1,000 studies on PubMed on oxidative stress to over 255,000. It's a huge area of research. Everybody wants to know more about it. And the really amazing thing is Nerve 2, specifically the Nerve 2 pathway, it's gone from 46 studies in 2000 to 18,500 today. It's exploding. And this was in 2015, Washington State University published a paper that said, Nerve 2, which may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. Mic drop. I mean, that's just like, whoa. And actually, this paper, when you go to PubMed and you type in Protandim, this paper does not come up. I'm not sure why, but it actually does mention Protandim in it. It talks about other diets that are amazing, like the Mediterranean diet or the Okinawan diet. Those are Nerve 2 activating diets. And it also talks about, does it talk about broccoli? I think it talks about broccoli.
It talks about omegas, and it does talk about sulforaphane.
Sulforaphane, which is broccoli.
In those diets.
Yeah. So it's not just about Protandim. It talks about all of Nerve 2, and it mentions Protandim in it. Okay, so I'm going to hand it off to the amazing Dr. Alice Ferretta. She is my dear friend and an amazing human being. She's just got a heart of gold, you guys, and she has 2 adorable, beautiful boys. She's married, and she is busy. This lady burns the candle at both ends all the time and manages to squeeze all this in the nooks and crannies of her life. And I'm so happy you're here, Alice.
take it over.
You did an awesome job.
I think that was so good. I'm glad you recorded it so I can. That didn't sound good.
That's just kids walking by.
Oh,
No, it sounds like they're like, please, there might be a fog out there or something creepy there.
Too caffeinated.
Yeah. Yeah, what's in that coffee? All right, so just a little bit about me, just so I'm not a stranger up here. I'm an equine veterinarian, own my own practice, and it is a juggle. You know, I'm on call 24/7. I have 2 young boys that keep me hopping and moving, and I love what I do. I wouldn't have it any other way. But when this information came to me, I really dove into the science. I really appreciated the science. I mean, it was phenomenal. All I kept thinking was, why don't I know about this? And so it came to me from another friend who's a veterinarian. So I kind of, trusted her and learned more about it, and immediately thought of, certain patients I wanted to put on it, humans. I realized that I needed to be on it. I had just lost my dad to pancreatic cancer, and that kind of woke me up a little bit. I realized that life is short, and, there's a genetic potential in my family for cancer and Alzheimer's and things that I don't want anytime soon. And when you have kids, you really start to think about those things, that you have mouths to feed and people to take care of. And I know I lead a crazy lifestyle. I'm eating on the road. I'm not very good about cooking at home because often I get home at 10 o'clock at night, and that's just not an option. And I thought, okay, I need this in my body. I thought of all these patients I wanted to start on it. My first patient I put on it had an amazing response. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. And I would actually go to his farrier appointments and do a video, because he'd be trimmed every 4 weeks. And I did a video every 4 weeks. And I remember literally sitting and like watching my video in bed thinking, I cannot believe this is happening. I had been watching that pony for 10 years, and it was a downward slope for 10 years. And then I give him this one pill once a day, and it's all of a sudden it's changed his life. I just knew that I saw that for a reason. It's because people deserve to know about it, and I wish I had known about it sooner. And so it just became part of my passion, and I knew I was going to be sharing it with people. The more I learned about it, the more I wanted to share with people, and the more I realized that so many people are struggling with their health. Western medicine fails us. I mean, I'm a veterinarian, I'm an animal doctor, but we hit brick walls, and then you're stuck. You're maxed out on meds, and then you got to do these meds to counteract those meds, and you're not actually getting to the root of the problem. Just like you were saying, you're just like treating the symptoms and putting out fires, but there's still coals, and so this to me is huge, because oxidative stress is the root cause of inflammation, of disease. And if we can extinguish that, then we're helping the body work the way it's supposed to. Because honestly, when you look at cancer, autoimmune diseases, we didn't see those things 100 years ago. There is something now that wasn't happening back then. And I don't feel like we were put on this earth to self-destruct, and that's what cancer and autoimmune diseases are, heart disease, all the things that, are the #1 killers now. So anyway, sorry, I get excited. Okay, there you go. So this company really has been an amazing blessing to me, because the more I found out about the products, the more amazing stories, the more people that I've helped, more animals that I've helped, I really started to appreciate the business model. I didn't know anything about it. I own my own business. I go to appointments, I get paid. I go to emergencies, I get paid. So it's kind of that, linear income. You work and you get paid. But at the end of the day, it's really hard to pay off, school loans, support your children financially, and have time to spend with them, because you're either working or you're spending time with your family, but it's hard to do both, although I do that. And it's not pretty. I'm like, come on, kids, we have an emergency. I know it's midnight, but
It was
let's go.
2020. I think we all.
Yeah.
I was right there.
You can relate. Yeah. It's like, yeah, my kids now are like, they've seen too much. They're like, Mom, where have your hands been today? Like, I'm handing them food in the back seat, and they're like, did you touch that before you gave it to me? Like, it'll make you stronger. Yeah. So I digress. So anyway, so when I found out about this, I actually started to appreciate the fact that a plan B is not a bad idea. It's not good to have all your eggs in one basket. And for me, it may not apply to everybody else, but I think in some way it does. You know, it's not a question of if I'm going to get hurt, but when I'm going to get hurt and how badly. You know, sometimes you get lucky and they're small injuries and you can kind of roll through it, but sometimes you don't. And so the peace of mind of having that residual income that keeps coming, the ability to build something that's generational that you can pass on to your children, you know, my wheels kind of started to turn. The more I shared this information with people and they had results, and they would share the information with people and they would have results. And it's kind of this slow domino effect where you're building, you know, this leveraged income overnight. And so I did not know much about, you know, network marketing or the industry. I didn't think much of it. It wasn't something that I ever considered, and I wasn't looking for another job. I was not looking for more work. But when it came to me and I started to educate myself, you know, some light bulb moments kind of happened. And our company did not start out as a network marketing company. It started out as a tiny little biotech company. Dr. McCord, who formulated Protandim, actually discovered the first antioxidant enzyme in like the late 60s. And so he has had, you know, a whole lifetime of research in oxidative stress and free radical damage and antioxidants. And he thought, you know, what if we could put some herbs that have shown for centuries to be effective with the right formula, the right combination, can we lower this oxidative stress? And he was able to come up with a Protandim formula that reduced oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And he published a paper. And that was huge in the medical, you know, community. And ABC Primetime got wind of this. And they were like, okay, this is like the fountain of youth. This is crazy. Let's go in and do an investigative report. So this was in 2005 when this aired. And so they went into the lab, and their chief correspondent, Dr. Quinones is his name? Yeah, Quinones. I grew up in France. I missed all of this stuff. That's beside the point. But anyway, I missed out on a lot of like American culture and television. That, and we were always at the barn, so we didn't watch TV. But so anyway, long story short, they went in to kind of debunk this, to show that it was too good to be true, because that's what you want on, you know, on television. You want like the juicy stuff. And so they went in, he had his blood pulled. 2 weeks later, they checked his levels of oxidative stress again. And sure enough, they had decreased to like the level of an infant. Yeah.
45%.
It decreased 45% in 2 weeks. So it was like better than the average, you know, that was shown in the human studies. And so that aired nationwide, and people got excited. People were watching. Other universities and medical schools and institutions wanted to, you know, came to Dr. McCord and said, we would like some Protandim so that we can do our own studies. We can fund our own research, our own studies. This is incredible. So all of these studies kind of started to happen. In the meantime, the stock went up from $1 to $20. People are like, we want some of that, you know, and there's no call center. There's no system in place. It's a tiny biotech company. They did not have the resources or the infrastructure to deal with that kind of, you know, publicity that they didn't know they were going to get. And stuff kind of just hit the fan. Like they just weren't able to fill the orders. It was on back order forever, and things kind of fizzled. It went back on the shelves at GNC and health food stores. But you know, the 18-year-old that works at GNC doesn't know what a Nerf2 activator is. You know, it's just up there with the other antioxidants, but it's more expensive. Nobody really understands what it does. And so it just kind of sat on the shelves. You know, they would sell half a bottle to a bottle per month per store. And the company was just frustrated. They're like, we have the most incredible thing, and we can't get it off the shelves. We don't know how to market it. And they had a really small budget. And so they called in some business consultants that said, you need to put this in the hands of people. You really need to look at direct sales, network marketing, where people can tell the story. People can explain what this does. And Dr. McCord wasn't, he was like, I don't think so. So, but they talked him into it. They're like, we have, there's a board of directors, the company's publicly traded. So they kind of said, we have to do something. So they did a trial run for a year. They did a year on network marketing, but they kept it on the shelves. And they went from 3 million in sales that year to like 11 million. So they like tripled their profit. And they're like, this is working. We're taking it off the shelves and we're doing 100% network marketing. So that was 2009 that it became a network marketing company. So it's really cool because very few network marketing companies are publicly traded on the NASDAQ. And they usually start out as a network marketing company looking for a product versus this was a product looking for a way to distribute. So it was really cool. Let me see if there's anything else on here. Yeah, that's about it. So, obviously we didn't stop at just Protandim Nerf 2. One of the first products that came out after that was our skincare regimen. And that stemmed from the LSU study on skin cancer. The results were so incredible. They're like, we need a topical Protandim. And so they made the most amazing anti-aging facial cream. I love it. I'm always outside, either working or, with my kids outside. I'm kind of allergic to the indoors. This makes my face turn red. No. Or public speaking, one of the two. I work with horses because people are scary. Anyway, I got lost there for a second. Yes, so I love our skincare. It's a big deal when you're outside all the time. None of us need cancer, So that melanoma study was very significant. From the skincare, we then went to Axio. Axio is a nootropic, which is brain food. It's Nerf2 activation for the brain. So it is incredible just for, regular people. I drink it before I pick up my kids from school and it keeps me from like strangling them. And it really does. It gives you that like calm focus, not that high energy nervous focus or kind of energy. And it's a lifesaver. I don't know how I ever lived without it. So I love the Axio. We've got some samples for all of you guys if you want to take some home and try it out. Kids do really well on it. Kids with ADHD on the autism spectrum, it really does. I've heard some testimonials. I met a lady once that was bipolar, and she literally said she would wake up in the morning suicidal, and she would drink one before she went to bed and first thing in the morning, and it changed her life. Her story will always stick with me. It was incredible. She was taking Nerf 2 also, and in my mind, I felt like the Nerf 2 was helping her, but she really felt like the Axio was the answer for her. But just you hear incredible stories like that. But then you have people that are like, thank goodness it's there. I can, I don't get tired. I don't get that afternoon slump. It all affects us in different ways and helps us in different ways, but it really just helps your body work at its best potential the way that it should. So I love my Axio. There's a physique line that's just a healthy weight management. Just helps maintain your metabolism, burn the kind of abdominal visceral fat that's so bad for you. I love the prebiotic. The probiotic is awesome. It has a coating around it that protects the good bacteria as it goes through the gut, so it doesn't all get destroyed in the stomach as soon as it hits. So it has like greater than 60% absorption, where most probiotics only have a 4% absorption. And that coating is called BioTract, and it actually releases bacteria throughout the gut because there's different types of bacteria in the small intestine than in the large intestine, which is genius. It's really, I don't know why nobody ever thought of that sooner, but it's just a patented, really cool probiotic. All of our products are just rooted in science. They stand alone. There's nothing else like out there like them. They're really cool. The shampoo and conditioner, I love it. There's a serum that comes with it that actually was shown in some studies in Europe to be more effective than Rogaine. So it has hair genil in it that's more effective than Rogaine. Pet Tandem is our small animal version of Protandim. With horses, they're so big, it's less expensive to put them on the human one. And but for the dogs, we have a flavored one so that you're not having to wrap it in cheese. Or so big dogs, it's a little cheaper to put them on the human one, but it just depends. It's easier to give them like a flavored tablet. The Daily Wellness is incredible. They brought that out this year and has been a lifesaver.
It has zinc, vitamin D. It's just kind of a daily immune boost, some vitamin C to keep your immune system constantly primed. It's similar to kombucha, where it has the yeast extract in it also, but it does not taste like kombucha. That stuff is so gross. I could not drink kombucha. I would love to, but I'm like, I can't do the fizzy. So anyway. So I mean, some people can, but I can't. So it's been my go-to. I love it, and I haven't been, well, knock on wood, I have not had anything, like not even like a little something since I've been drinking it. And then we have a whole new like CBD enhanced body care. I talk about like our other products because I feel like they're essential for life. Like none of us can afford to not take them. But the skincare is just
Yummy.
It's yummy. It's just awesome. It's just like, oh, I feel so special. I feel like I've been to a spa. There's an awesome serum that's CBD enhanced, a deodorant that actually works, a natural, safe deodorant that has CBD in it. And I'm pretty impressed with it. Like I've been able to like work in the sun all day and go to kickboxing karate class and not stink, which is pretty impressive. What else is in there that's super exciting? The body butter.
The body rub.
Oh, the body rub, yeah, for like aches and pains and after kickboxing. So I really love it. So I won't go into any more details, but you know, try them all. We've got a few samples for you guys. If you have any more questions about specific products, we can email you product information sheets. So as I said, you know, for me, if I was going to look at this as a business, if it was going to be worth my time, it really needed to be the right fit. And this company really checks off all the requirements. I mean, it is amazing. It's publicly traded on the NASDAQ. The numbers are transparent. You know, we have a board of directors. I always love to share with people that Erin Brockovich is on our board of directors. I don't know if you guys remember her. Julia Roberts played her. And Julia Roberts did an amazing job. We met Erin Brockovich, and she is such a tough lady. But it was just really neat to meet her in person and realize what an incredible job Julia Roberts did playing her role. But she's just an advocate for, you know, health and, you know, decreasing toxins in the world. And she's just a really, really cool lady. So it's just an honor to have her on our board of directors. The company is growing. You know, it is not a startup company, so it's past the 10-year mark. It is stable, but it's really on the verge of exploding. 22 countries and growing. I think when I got started 5 years ago, we were only in 10 countries. Yeah, so a lot of growth since then, which is cool. You may not know somebody in Amsterdam, but somebody you know knows somebody in Amsterdam. So it's really neat. I didn't know anybody in Nevada. So my sister lives in France, and we're not open for distributorship there yet, but I'm working on it. So, but it's really cool. You just never know where it's going to take you if you get to work and, you know, really want to make it a priority. And they say that less than 1% of the US knows about this. So if you, even just this market is still wide open. I do feel like we are in a gig economy right now. You know, people are looking for another stream of income. You know, whatever they're doing is not enough, or, you know, COVID has done something crazy to their future or their job. It's hard to just rely on one source of income these days. You just never know what might happen. But people are, you know, using social media to share their lives, share what they love. So it's a great opportunity. You kind of have the world at your fingertips. And so it's a really great way to share this information and just increase your contacts. People are, you know, using their cars for Uber for extra income, Airbnb, renting out rooms in their house. And, you know, people are looking for another stream of income, another way to kind of support their families and get their time back. So I feel like LifeVantage is the perfect meld. You know, you can work from your phone, from your laptop, you squeeze it in whenever you can. I remember when I shared it with Christy, she's like, I'd like to read those studies. So while I was pumping fuel, I emailed her some studies. You do it when, you know, when I'm in carpool line, that's when I'm sharing my LifeVantage, you know, so you can do it whenever you want to. Nobody's your boss. You're you know, you do what you can, when you want to. And it's just that, that perfect way of kind of having your own business, building your own organization with a very low startup cost. You know, there, you don't have to have an overhead. You don't have to have a building. You don't have to invest a ton of money and put yourselves into debt. And it just continues to build. It's the most amazing business model that really rewards helping others. If others are succeeding, you're succeeding. And you just have this, you know, spirit of cooperation that I have seen in nothing else than I've ever done. The company does, you know, all of the shipping for you, the credit cards, the bill, all you do is share the information. So it's simple, but super effective. So just really fast, you know, what you're trying to do here is create that leveraged income where it's not just you work once, get paid once. So it's not like you sell product and you get a commission. It's you actually get paid month after month on everything that you have built in your organization. And the different ranks in the company have an average income, and I'll share that earned income statement with you, because since we are publicly traded, you don't have to take my word for it that we're making a certain amount of money. It's actually published. Those numbers are published. So the way that we get paid, 3 of the ways that we get paid that I think are worth sharing and very interesting is, you know, your royalty commission. You get paid 2 to 9% on those repeat orders over time. Your generational matching bonus is really cool because you actually, the company will match. So if you have someone in your organization that's working hard and you help them increase their income and their sales, the company matches 10% of their paycheck and gives it to you. So you're being rewarded for helping people. So you really get that rising tide raises all ships. Everybody succeeds at the same time. And it's, you know, depends on how much work you put into it. Obviously, if somebody's working really, really hard, then they're going to surpass you and they're going to make more money than you. But we're all on the same, you know, it's the same, we all get the same blank slate, you know, when you put in the work that you want to. And then the elite pool is what attracts a lot of people to our company. And I don't know of any other companies that do this. But once you reach a certain rank, an elite rank, so the Pro 7s to Pro 10s, and they have a certain amount of sales, at that point, they're not just making money on their organization. They have an elite pool where they put part of the revenue for that month into a pool and they distribute it between those ranks. So at that point, they're getting paid on everything that is being sold around the world. So then they really have the incentive to help anyone. It's no longer, I'm just helping my team. I'm helping everyone in this company and we all work together. And that's really why I feel like we have that awesome culture here at LifeVantage. This is the annual earnings disclosure. I'll just go over this really quickly. You know, different people have different goals. Some people just want to make a little bit of money to pay for their products. And some people want to completely change their finances and their children's finances forever. So the average monthly incomes for, I'll look at Pro 3. That's kind of one of the lower, you know, ranks. Pro 3 is $581 a month, which can make a big difference in a lot of people's lives, give you extra money to pay off credit card debt and pay for your car payment and things like that. Pro 5, the middle rank, that's where Christy and I are. The average income is $2,900 a month. And that makes a huge difference. That's made an incredible difference in our family and our ability to breathe. Not worry, not stress, and pay off credit card debt, student loans, all of those things. And you can keep going as much as you want. The Pro 7s make $12,000 a month. Pro 8, our friend Sam is a Pro 8. He makes 24, or not if he makes that exactly, but the average Pro 8 makes $24,000 a month. Daisy is a Pro 10. She makes $50,000 a month. I mean, Pro 9. So you could, you know, Pro 10s make $84,000 a month. So it really is, you know, at that point, you're building something gigantic, and it's just the most incredible company because you only succeed if you help others succeed. So I know I've thrown a lot of information at you, and you're probably like, okay, so I'm interested in the products. I want to learn more about the products. The business sounds interesting too. You know, I knew nothing about network marketing. I thought it was like makeup and jewelry, and I do neither. And so I was like, I could never, you know, look pretty and sell something that I think is not
Or
important.
activewear.
Yeah.
Activewear.
Everybody's selling
Leggings.
leggings, yeah.
Yeah. So, but you know, I didn't feel like those were essential for life or could change people's lives or were something that I could really passionately. I mean, this, I feel like I can't sleep at night if I don't share it. So I might as well, you know. So, but just, you know, come talk to us. We'll answer questions. We would love to help you in any way that we can. I love our company in that we keep it simple so that all you're doing is sharing your story, sharing this information. And we help each other do that either by doing meetings like this or sharing information on Facebook or three-way phone calls, you know, any way that we can help just give this information to people. But it's just a good, we have a, you know, an app that helps you follow up with your customers and share the information, and groups on Facebook that you can add people to so they can see the potential and you don't necessarily have to follow up with them, you know, and feel like you're bugging them, because I'm not a salesperson, you know, I don't have that type of mentality. I'm very timid, you know, so I just want to be able to share the information and then you do what you want with it, you know, so being able to add people to the groups and then they can see the testimonials, hear the stories from somebody else's mouth, you know, it's just very, very powerful. The company is incredible. They have a LifeVantage legacy where they give back, and they have all sorts of nonprofits for the military. You know, they help homeless. They do surgeries for kids with cleft palates. I mean, the before and after pictures just brings tears, you know. They donated mosquito nets for malaria, helped with, you know, clean water in Africa, dewormed children around the world. I didn't actually know that. That was something that I missed because I'm not always paying attention. Because, you know, I'm juggling. And then the homes in Mexico. This is our friend Sam's little girl, and JD. She's so sweet. They came to help us with some meetings in Georgia, and she rode with me to appointments, and she's really sweet. But they were in Mexico building homes for families, and they do that every year during Christmas break. They go to Mexico, and whoever wants to go can help build homes for families. And then this is Ellie. I love to share Ellie's story because it's really why we're all here and why we love to share this information. Christy jokes that she's like, I really like people, but
But dogs.
Yeah, so we love to share. We like to end the presentation on an animal story. And Ellie was a 14-year-old beagle. She was actually my friend Allison's patient. And Allison, you know, loves alternative medicine, and she came in for like an acupuncture consult / possible euthanasia because they had reached the end. She was in so much pain. She was not mobile. They'd have to carry her outside and support her to use the bathroom. And they're like, is there anything else we can do? Do you think acupuncture would help? So Allison tried. They didn't have much success. She found out about Protandim, and she was like, let's try this. And the lady, sure, you know, what I have to lose? So she put her little dog on it. And 6 weeks after she had been on it, like right before Christmas, the owner sent this video to Allison. So you can picture this dog had to be carried outside. She was not mobile, not doing well at all. Uh-oh.
You have to hit the button.
Like here?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that the cutest thing?
She's a puppy.
She's just bouncing around like, what arthritis?
The Protandim zoomies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cute. And the owner was just so happy to have her dog back. They were able to wean her off of all of her pain meds. They kept her on her thyroid meds, and she had a heart condition. They kept her on her heart meds, and she lived another year, you know, so she went from being completely debilitated, had a crappy quality of life, to living another year. And they did actually euthanize her because of her heart condition at that point. But it's a quality of life thing, you know. If we're going to be here, we might as well look like that. Yeah. Yeah. And so what's really fun about animals, I always tell people, is that there's no placebo effect. That dog did not know that she was getting an extra treat, you know. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm taking this new pill, I'm gonna I feel better. You know, it wasn't in her head. Like you literally had an immobile dog who, you know, took it for 6 weeks and then was bouncing around with her tail wagging and spinning, you know. So that's the greatest thing about the animals. They also have higher levels of oxidative stress than us because they age faster than we do. And so it's really neat to see how well they respond. But thank you guys for coming. And if you have specific questions, just let us know.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you sharing this cool information.